Welcome to episode 3 of Geek On Weekly. This week's hosts are Duff and Seed. Today we're playing some Halo Master Chief Collection. What's up, Seed?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
This should be interesting because I love Halo, and you're not very happy with Master Chief Collection. So
Not really.
Let's roll around and have some fun, and we'll hit up on our topic here in a little bit. Take this dude's BR though. You're gonna want it. Anyway. No, man. Having a good week, you?
Yeah, not bad. So what's your most epic moment of the week?
My epic moment of the week. You know, it's gonna come in Dying Light again. I had a good time. I finished it. I think I finished it last week actually when we were recording, but I did go back in and do some more cool stuff. I'm kind of doing achievement hunting. I like when the game really grabs me, I like to go in and get some achievements. So what I did do though is I looked up some Easter eggs. They're in Dying Light, and there are some of the coolest Easter eggs I've ever seen in the game are in that game. So one we did together after release, and that was the Super Mario Brothers one. And where you can first person run through World 1-1 in Super Mario Brothers, and you get like a cool blueprint, which is like an upgrade in Dying Light, and do that. But it's just a real cool first person view of jumping through the blocks and getting all that. But there's also, did you ever play any Plants vs Zombies on your phone?
Yeah, I did.
I love the first one. The second one I didn't really get into. They tried to add the pay to play, or like a paying for levels and content and stuff, which I didn't really like. But anyway, the first one though, I played the crap out of on my phone. And there is a, have you seen this? There's a Easter egg for Plants vs Zombies, where it takes you to like a special place, and there's actually like a garden laid out, and there's different plants that you kind of harvest in Dying Light, and then there's watermelons that you can't harvest in Dying Light, but they're there anyway. And there's just a row of zombies kind of walking towards it, and the plants are shooting at them and freezing them, and that was a really cool one. So check that one out if you're on Dying Light. I also went and found the Excalibur sword, which it's stuck in a dude on a rock, and normally you just have to touch X to pick weapons up and stuff in Dying Light, and with this sword you had to hold down X for, gosh, probably a good maybe 2 minutes, dude. Just sitting there holding X and like watching it slowly gain, kind of like you're pulling the sword out of the stone, you know, and it's a big deal. So that was another cool one. Some I looked up that I didn't look at yet. There's a place you can go and hit a switch, and all the zombies around you'll start dancing the Gangnam Style dance.
Oh wow.
Stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that's pretty crazy. So I had a lot of fun doing that. That was kind of like what I'll call my epic moment, just because it was just out there, and it was some of the coolest Easter eggs I've ever seen. So what about you, man? What'd you play this week?
I played some Destiny, played some Monster Hunter 4.
Oh, we need to talk about that.
Yeah,
We talked about talking about that, but are you liking it?
Yeah, I think since we started, we've been talking about Monster Hunter 4. At least it's been on the. It's come up a couple times.
Played it
We
yet.
never really talked about it in depth. Definitely.
Yeah.
I guess my most epic moment. I didn't really have many, but I guess the most epic thing I did this week was bust out 3 Nightfalls and a Crota hard raid in Destiny in about a couple hours, maybe. It was maybe 2 hours, so it was getting a lot of work done.
One of those grindy Destiny days.
Definitely.
That's fun though. I used to do that. I used to and I'm not as into Destiny right now as you are, but I'm still playing. We're gonna do a hard raid later. But I used to have a guy we'd get on at reset Tuesday morning and do all 3 of our Nightfalls and a raid if we can. So that's fun. Like raiding in Destiny is where that game is, and Nightfalls are pretty cool. But anytime you can run a couple raids with some good groups, it's fun. Did you get any good weapons? Get any good gear?
No, I got a couple exotics that I already had, so I broke them down in the tower. I just wanted to see people cry when they saw someone got an exotic shard when they were in the tower. Even if they didn't know what it was, just for the fun of it.
No Gallahorn though, still.
No Gallahorn. One of our buddies we were playing with got one, and I ended up getting a Plan C, which is about a C in my book. So,
Yeah,
it wasn't really
I
too
mean,
great.
fusion rifles in general aren't very. I don't really care for. But anyway.
Me either.
Well, cool, man. Well, what do you want to talk about this week, bud?
Well, this week we're, as you noticed, we're playing some Halo Master Chief Collection. This is the Halo 2 anniversary. I forget the name of the actual mission that we're playing, but we're playing on
Delta
Heroic.
Halo.
Just Delta Halo. Just
5 or 6 missions in.
definitely. And this brings up our deep gaming news topic for the week, and that's kind of been a running theme for us. This week's going to be games being complete once you get them in those first day patches that are just enormous. And this game came under a lot of flack since it came out, and the multiplayer is essentially broken. The matchmaking, no one could get into a match. People were sitting there for hours. Another issue that people had were playing campaign co-op just like we are right now and having lag issues, which as funny as it is, as you're watching this video, you'll see that happening on mine currently. Still
Really?
very choppy, very laggy look to it.
See, I've only had those problems in doing Halo 3 campaign, but it's definitely been an ongoing thing.
And
So obviously,
it's sad. It's sad
so
that
obviously
that
this
it
game
happened.
had a big day 1 patch. I think the patch mostly for this game, well, really, it was all the multiplayer was on that patch. It was a big goal of theirs, of 343's, to get the whole game on one disc. We're not gonna crunch Halo out this whole time, but they definitely, they worked hard to get it all on one disc or on one download, and just as part to have it on one collection. There's so much content in this game, and this is where we're gonna kind of, I'm a huge Halo guy. I still play Master Chief Collection. I think, overall, I can't wait for them to fix it completely and it be a totally playable game as far as matchmaking goes. But I still love my Master Chief Collection experience.
See,
But
I'm going to be on the other side. I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that this was a mistake. This game was, to me was a mistake because they squandered such a great opportunity. They could have done more. I mean, they could have done 2 games and then had everything work correctly, and then they could have put them out twice. And I mean, to me, that I would have preferred maybe Halo 1 and 2 on a disc that were done correctly instead of all 4 that were done shitty. In the best words I can honestly say.
Yeah, I mean, it's harsh, but it's true. For the most part, I think it runs okay. Doing custom game nights with friends and stuff on here is a lot of fun. I've had many nights with that, getting in with guys and rolling custom games, and for the most part your matchmaking problems go away doing that. But not being able to do competitive online Halo, which is the focus of Halo. That's why people play Halo, and that not working, it's pretty rough. But anyway, overall, these day 1 patches with games and games coming out that aren't quite ready to be shipped, and it seems like it's a new trend. I'm not saying that every game that came out back in the day, somehow we got to activate this bridge. But obviously last year Halo was a big one. Assassin's Creed was a big one. I remember it being a big deal. Titanfall needed a pretty decent patch when it first came out. I actually, in kind of preparing to do this, looked up some information, and out of 70 AAA games that came out last year, guess how many had a patch day 1 to make sure it ran right?
Man, I'm going to say it's probably a majority. I would say it's definitely the majority.
Not majority, but it's 24. 24
24
AAA games were shipped on their disc, essentially not ready to be played the way they were shipped. You needed to bring it home, do a big download to be able to play the game that you paid for. Now, I like the idea of them being able to do patches and updates and fix their game as far as anything like that goes, but just to be shipping incomplete games and rushing out the door, especially games that just have no business being on the street at all, like Assassin's Creed when it first came out, that stuff's real frustrating.
Oh yeah, this game definitely should not have been released in November.
No, it probably, definitely. It should have. They should have waited. They should have. They wanted to get it on that cycle, get it out last year, but I don't know. I mean, oh, we both died.
I did. Yeah, I was hitting the jump button and it was not jumping.
But yeah. So out of the games, most of them are quick little frame rate issues sometimes. Most of it's not for gameplay, but frame rate's a big deal. Resolution for a lot of them, stuff like that. But this whole thing with, I guess it comes down to what we're gonna see this for the next year. Are there no vehicles for us to get?
I didn't see any.
For the next year coming out, some big games are coming out this next year, man. Halo 5, as we're playing this, is coming out. The Division,
there's Tank over
Batman.
here.
I mean, I can go on and on. Possibly, that's gonna help a lot. Possibly, the Rainbow Six. Anyway, I could go on the games that are coming out. But would you rather see? I think we're gonna agree on this, but I think we'd rather see games get delayed a little bit and be a completed, ready-to-run game than get pushed out the door and not be ready for us to play.
Oh, I would definitely agree. I would say that holiday window is so crammed and stuffed anyways that I don't think I even buy all the games that I would want to play.
That's what, as gamers, I think that's something that we do, but as publishers and people making the games off them, that's when you want your game to come out.
Oh, exactly.
So,
and not all gamers are hardcore enough and can afford to buy games, and Christmas is really the only time they get them.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
so that's the reason why I think they shove them all out in that Christmas time slot.
Games. Yeah, for sure. But I would much rather see a game get delayed, even a game I was super pumped on, like this next year between Halo, Division, and Batman. If those games aren't, if they deem them not ready to be shipped, I don't want them out the door.
No.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, this is talking about just the patches and the game fixes, and those are obviously, that just says that your game wasn't ready. So, updates and stuff like that, games like Destiny put out a big update this week, kind of adjusting some stuff and fixing some things in the game, which are really cool. And that's a pretty world that's pretty alive. I just walked right underneath your tank.
Did I get you?
So,
Did I run you over?
Yeah, it's my own fault. I walked right into it.
Does it kill you if you get ran over by my tank?
Yeah, I mean, there's friendly fire in Halo. There always has been.
I don't even remember. It's been 10 years since I played this game.
You blasted my ghost earlier with your tank when I was riding it, and almost killed me.
See, I haven't played this game that much just because I was so disgusted with what they initially released.
Yeah,
it really is. I'm still actually disgusted, but I figure I'd at least get some play time out of it.
Well, this is a good game to be playing while we talk about that subject also. But we got
exactly.
I think here's the thing is I think 343 is a gamers company. I think that they really do care about gamers. I've kind of kept up with what they're doing a little bit, and not as much as some other friends I've got, but I have faith that they're gonna make this thing right. And they've already offered a free download of Halo ODST, which they weren't even planning on doing, but they're gonna figure out a way to make that a free downloadable add-on to this, which is pretty cool because I love the ODST campaign. It's one of my favorite quick, it's about half the length of a normal Halo game, but it's a lot of fun and just a totally different feel.
I have a feeling that if it comes out anything like they ship this, then I would prefer not even to have had it.
Yeah,
personally.
Well, we'll see what they do with it for sure. I mean, it's definitely. But like I said, I think companies like 343 aren't they're not out trying to just make a quick buck. I think at our expense. I think this collection was a misstep on theirs, and I think they wish they would have waited too. But we'll see. But game companies like Ubisoft and they had Assassin's Creed problems. and game companies like that, that's another story. I think some of them are just, you got too many guys making too much money off these games coming out of holiday season where they'll push it out, and yeah, we wish they wouldn't, but. And the sad part is, outside, if you want to be a day one gamer, you want to, if there's big, like I know you are, you and I both are, guys. We have a big game coming out that we want to get it at midnight that night to come out, and start playing it with our buddies, and start rolling that thing. And
well, and you figure as much time as these people take to create these games, I mean, we're sitting there waiting. They're showing it at E3. They're working on it for months and months. If that thing comes out, that game should work. I shouldn't have to worry about, if I buy the game day one, is it gonna work? Battlefield's another culprit.
Yeah, that was another one that I couldn't bring in mind earlier. Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I played a ton of Battlefield. I sunk in at least 150 hours of multiplayer. And the thing that killed me was, it took me that long to be like, I'm just not dealing with this anymore. I mean, it was when the Xbox first came out, so there wasn't really a whole lot to play.
You're a big Battlefield guy too, behind you. So, and that's probably similar to where I'm at with this, is I'm a big Halo guy, so I'll suffer through it a little bit, but yeah, there's definitely points where I gotta put my controller down and play something else, because this is not happening, so. But anyway, man, any good news in gaming this week? It's kind of a bummer topic, but
no,
I think it's an important issue.
It's a very important issue, and people have different views on it. Specifically, look at our view, completely different. I think that to me this game essentially is unacceptable the way that it even still is, and by the time I think 343 actually fixes this game, no one's gonna care.
Well, I disagree with you there for sure. People are always going to care about Halo. I think this is the one download I have on my console that I won't be taking off it. I'll always be ready to dip into some Halo for sure. So, but we'll see. We'll see how that comes down the road for sure. Anyway, man, what else we got going on this week?
The only real, we had a couple big games. There was Dragon Ball Z, the game that came out this week. We also had Resident Evil Revelation 2 that came out, co-op thing. Both seem to be getting pretty average reviews from most gaming websites.
See, I know nothing about the Dragon Ball Z thing. What kind of game is that?
I think it's a fighting game. I'm not a big Dragon Ball Z guy. I just saw that it had come out this week.
Me either. Yeah, I saw that on my dashboard, and I had me either. I've never been a Dragon Ball Z guy, so I didn't even look into it really. But this Halo or the Resident Evil game looks cool. I think real quick, let's touch on before we talk about games coming out is GTA announcing their heists. Those are coming soon, and that's in it. I know you got 5 for your next gen. I have not picked up 5 for the next gen. I played quite a bit of it. On 360. This is almost unfair with all these ghosts around, man.
Yeah, I keep glitching every single time I jump. It doesn't really jump.
I think we're supposed to still have our tank. We do have our tank. Why are we not driving our tank? Anyway,
I have no clue. We're gonna go grab it.
That's a big deal. I think the heists are gonna be a lot of fun with GTA 5, and it may make me buy it for my next gen. I'm not positive yet, but I'm gonna look into it. But
I did.
It depends on what else we got
cool.
going on.
It was the first person mode was enough for me to pick it up.
Want to pick it up?
Yeah. I like first person shooter games. I like third person shooter as well, but I think or just third person in general. But first person, I wanted to see what would they do with it. 'Cause I remember the Grand Theft Auto 3. When that was the first game that they went to the behind the back view or the third person view compared to the top down view. So so I think it was that I just want to see what they decided to do with it. So and I'm impressed that they did a really good job.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they
didn't if I get
just,
in there, that's something I'm
in
interested in for sure. Yeah, they definitely took time to develop it. Rockstar is one of those companies that they're gonna put together a damn good game. They're not scared to take their time to make sure they have a good game coming out every time they got coming out. So
Definitely.
that'll be cool. Yeah, GTA. I think that it might be something you see us playing here at some point down the road. So, but yeah, this Resident Evil release looks really cool. I was talking to you about it a little bit. You know more about it than I do, but it's got a Resident Evil 4 and 5 feel.
It does, at least from what I've seen. I haven't had the chance to play it yet. I just have it downloading,
Careful,
and
we're coming up on another structure.
yeah, I haven't had a chance to play it, but from everything I've seen, it looks right in the same, right in line with Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. Probably close to Resident Evil 5 with the co-op. Although it does have
Same
an
camera
interesting
angle.
take. Yeah, it has an interesting take from what I've seen. You have one guy that's shooting, and then you have the other person would be running a light, or just isn't actually going to be involved in the combat, but more involved in the puzzles and making it through the campaign itself. There's
Do you
also
have any
a
idea
raid
what
mode.
characters these are based around? Have you a what
Yeah,
mode?
it's clear. Yeah, they have they call it raid mode, but I think it's kind of like a horde mode, but you unlock weapons and all kinds of stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
It's kind of where their microtransactions are going to come into play, where you can buy life crystals to be able to go in. And it's going to be that's their cash grab mode, but from what people said, it's been pretty fun just sitting there fighting off those waves of enemies and
So you're
getting loot while
Claire
you're
and
doing
who?
it. It's co-op. It's co-op. So you're just going to be taking off.
I mean,
What's
like
that?
the Resident Evil characters that you're playing as.
Oh,
You said it's- did you
I
say
know
Claire?
Claire, and then the other is Booker from the
Booker?
first.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Booker.
think Booker.
Because
Booker.
Claire is Leon's sister, right? Anyway, all right, we don't need to we don't need to do no
it's
Resident
a
Evil
little
lore,
deeper than
but-
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Claire I think is the first thing to play her is in Resident Evil 2, the original Resident Evil 2, and I'm pretty sure it's Leon's sister. Anyway, so anyway, that's cool. That's a game I think that I might have to check out, and I might look at some streams and see if that's something that I'm interested in. But yeah, cool, man. Kind of slow on the geek on our geek news we call it, as far as anything coming out or anything real cool this week. But what do you want to talk about, man?
Oh, so what about The Walking Dead? What were your impressions of the last episode?
Oh man, real quickly, I liked it. I think what's funny is I thought about us going to be talking about this. Number one, I think where it leaves it, it's just left on a classic Walking Dead, cliffhanger. I mean, how many times have we been here where they're just? It seems like everything should be cool. We had the barn, we had the prison, we had possibly Terminus, we had. I can't think of the name of the town
Woodbury.
the governor was from.
Woodbury.
We have all these different times that we think, oh, they're finally, they're going to find something that's actually going to be safe for a little bit anyway, and it never works out. So, and what's funny is going into this, I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I have
I'm not
hope that it will,
optimistic.
but you're not at all. Oh,
No,
man,
I'm not.
wanna be-
I don't think it. I don't think that it will be I'm not optimistic because I almost in a sense don't want it to be. I want that action. There's got to be. I mean, they can set up shop for a little while and then something shit's got to go down.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I'm talking about as far as like the people that are there. Are they gonna be the ones to fuck them over, or will it be a situation to fuck? They're clearly gonna have to move on from this place at one point, or the show will get stale and boring. Sorry, I'm playing like a maverick and just keep dying on you. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
taking it too serious. But so yeah, I mean that's clear. I think they're definitely not gonna be able to hang out here long, but I definitely want to see them here for a little bit and just be a cool situation. Maybe you can pick up some new survivors that are fun characters, since we've kind of lost a few here at the end of the last couple, here in the last little bit with Tyrese. So anyway, the thing I thought about what I was going to talk to you about is that every week I bring up the two guys that won't die on this show, which is Rick and Daryl. Who is your one guy that you know is vulnerable to die, but you don't want to die? The day they die on the show, it's possible they're going to one day, but the day they do, you're going to be heartbroken. Who is it?
Oh man, who is it?
I know mine is, because I thought he was dying this week.
Oh really, Glenn?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I would say
thought when they ended
currently
up-
Glenn. I would say currently Glenn, but man, back in the day, I would have said it was Herschel. I just liked Herschel. He had that fatherly figure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, when Herschel when the governor took him out, man.
That was a
blow.
brutal
That was
loss,
a blow.
man, for sure. Yeah, Glenn right now is that's kind of I kind of thought about bringing up that topic real quick because, and if people are watching this, put it in the comments and let us know who's the character you are gonna hate to see go.
Make sure you put in the comments how bad I'm sucking.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, always. That's why we always give Matt control on Duff to control on the game because I don't want you guys to make fun of my gameplay.
Man, I'm telling you,
But-
I'm really surprised how glitchy this game, this co-op campaign is. It is crazy.
See, I'm not
when
experiencing it at all.
As you're watching this, you'll see it's just super choppy. I have never played a co-op game online that was this bad.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm honestly
it's
not
crazy.
experiencing it all,
It's choppy and lagging all over the place.
Huh.
It's pretty.
So anyway, I
horrible.
thought overall, it's one of those average episodes. That's kind of 2 in a row. Not a whole lot of action. I don't see a whole lot of action coming up here either. I think we're gonna have a lot of story-driven stuff before, probably for the last maybe 2 episodes of this season are gonna end up being, because there's 8, right? 8 for the next half season.
I believe
and this
so.
has been 3. So
Yes.
my call is that we're probably gonna get 2 or 3 more story buildings, and then to get into some meat, get into some
Although
action
there was
again,
some good meat when they were driving
no.
the car through that.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, dude.
Driving that car
epic.
through that road, I was like,
That was
I
an
started
epic
getting,
scene
oh
for
man,
sure.
we're getting into some action here.
That was
but
fun. For
yeah,
sure.
that was
blood
crazy.
All over the place on that.
What are your thoughts about Aaron? That's what I want to know. What are your thoughts about
Aaron? That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, dude. That's why I'm optimistic about this group. It's weird, we're not talking about the subject of them introducing some gay characters. I think that's kind of cool. I like progressiveness. I think it's a cool thing when we're seeing mainstream stuff go there. But that's beside the point.
Ooh.
As a character, is he gonna be a good guy? I just got sniped so hard, right in front of you, I think, so people can make fun of my gameplay.
Well, I mean, we are playing on heroic, so it's not like we're just taking it easy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're the second to highest difficulty. So anyway, overall, I think he's gonna be a good guy. I forget what his boyfriend's name is or whatever, his husband, but I think overall, I think they're gonna be good people. I think there's gonna be a cell in this new community, this new group that's not gonna like Rick as a whole. I think that's where our confrontation is gonna come in, and they're gonna have to leave. Is that Rick is just it's gonna take a lot to live with Rick in a community like this, we'll see how it goes, but I think Aaron will be a friend. Honestly, you think he's gonna be a friend or not?
I don't know, man. That whole speech and everything he had set up just seems so scripted. Everything about him screams pretty negative.
I think it has to be though for what he's doing. But
I think too.
we'll see
but
going forward.
Here's the thing. Remember that little city, that little town that Tyrese actually got bit in. What's up with all those bodies that were cut in half and just sitting in that truck? What's up with that? Someone had to have done that. And if those guys were,
watch that.
yeah, if those guys were, are following them, I'm sure they were followed them there. Those guys. So it looks like it was a organized thing that happened, and I would almost assume they would have to be, a group of some sort, and I haven't seen it allude to any other group besides that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
somehow I have to go back and look at. So, anyway, last thing I wanted to talk about. It was pretty cool. I don't know if you did your homework on this that I told you to go watch, but did you watch this mature version Power Rangers movie?
Yes, I did. I totally did.
What did
and
you
it was
think of
pretty
that,
awesome. It was awesome.
Dude,
it was a little
fuck
bit.
yeah.
I was a little output because the beginning, I was expecting a little more something like that because it just took you in.
Do you mean the
it was
action
like,
scene at the beginning where they're kind of running the war?
because the action
Yeah, you
scene at
thought
the
it'd be more
beginning
like
doesn't
that,
really
yeah.
get you anywhere besides this is Power Rangers.
I think that set up that it was like there was a big war, machines took over, and Power Rangers tried to fight back, and clearly they all were killed in the process. Super cool. I thought that Jason Vanderbeek's character was gonna be Jason, from the original Red Ranger. Turns out, see, I only watched the originals. Did you watch anything past?
No,
Original
I think
Rangers?
by that time I got a little too old, and I was not.
Yeah.
That was definitely not my thing.
Exactly. So the original Rangers were perfect for me, right at where I was like, probably like 10, 11, 12, you know, where it was just a really cool experience at that point. And for you too, I guess. I have to look at the years. That's what I'm guessing how old we were.
It's still on my
The Ranger Rangers were cool. I remember the original. I think I stopped when they introduced the White Ranger, when Tommy became the White Ranger. So I'd Green Ranger, and then anyway, we can geek
I
ourselves
could
out
not
on some
even
Power
remember
Rangers.
the names of those characters. No
Really?
lies.
See, that's me, dude. I can name them all. You know, Billy, Zach, Jason, Trini, and Kimmy and Tommy, man. But
Hell no.
it was
I was like, when they announced them and then I saw the color of their costume, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that color.
oh yeah, that's that.
Person.
Oh, he's the black guy. He's the black guy. He's the black Ranger, of
He's
course.
black. He's the green. That's the pink chick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was about as good as I got.
Oh, these dudes. Holy crap. They look like Prometheans. I do not remember these guys. This guy won't die, though. I'm gonna die with this sword.
He's not even paying attention to me. I must be invisible.
Anyway, what was it? So anyway, I thought it was really cool. The owners of the Power Rangers license want it removed from the internet, which is so lame, because it's so cool. And just, you know, what, are you afraid of something being fun? Like, I don't understand. Like, obviously, everyone who grew up with the Power Rangers are our age now, and
Yeah.
that's what we want. That would be such an epic Power Rangers movie to see all that unfold, like, and be really well done with a good budget. It excited me, really, for like a really cool high action Power Rangers high budget movie, like mature themed like that. But we're never gonna see it, but it was a cool deal for sure.
Yeah, they
you haven't
definitely
seen
did.
that-
It was awesome.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, go check it out before they make the licensing get pulled. But it was interesting for sure, definitely. Yeah, man. That pretty much wraps up what we got, huh?
Yeah, that's this week's Geek On Weekly. Thanks for tuning in. Check out our past episodes on YouTube. Leave us a like and a comment. This is Duff.
Sesame Seed. Sorry, I was taking a drink.
And hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember, show your love in the comment section, guys.
For
You
sure,
guys take it easy.
Be excellent to each other. I decided.